Hello, afternoon, evening, morning, sometime far in the far, far future when there's nothing left on YouTube except these sad little vlogs. Hi! Actually, that's a... Imagine that, if like all the big... Well, actually I've often thought in response to whatever the BS that YouTube is doing right now, which I admit I don't really fully understand, something about little channels being demonetized because... but what would happen if even for, well, not say one day, because not every big channel publishes every day, but say for a whole 7 days, all the big channels stopped, got together and say, right, for this 1 week, we are not posting in solidarity with our little brethren, because we were all little guys once, we were all the little dudes once, and I wonder what that kind of would have, what kind of impact that would have on YouTube and the revenue and all that fun stuff. And then, because if none of your big guys are, posting for a week, then whatever search terms or, I don't know how the algorithms work, but maybe it'll help bring other stuff to the top, or, people will just watch other stuff because their regular stuff isn't there for a week, or maybe it's all they find on the channel is a note saying, yeah, we're not doing it this week, but go check out some little guys. So, I don't know. But in order for that to work and have any real impact, every single big channel, all of them would have to agree to do it. So probably not going to happen. But it'd be interesting. This is an interesting idea that I've thought about recently. But anyway, like I said, I'm happy plodding along, doing my thing. This is just a challenge for me to make sure I do something every day. So I'm happy with that. Yes, I'm still gabbling. I'm tired. I'm gonna have to get an early night tonight. Okay. Ooh, this is actually a good question. Music and emotions go together. Can you think of a time when music helped you get through a rough time in your life? And it's together, like, emphasis. Probably. Yeah. I guess it depends on, depends on the song, what the kind of emotion. I have lost some people. I lost my first grandparent when I was about 8, 9, and I lost the others relatively close to each other. I think it was like within 5 years. I can't remember the exact timeline, but when I was an adult, I would say between when I was 20 and 30, but maybe between 25 to 35. So I say within 5 years, but definitely within that sort of 10-year period, because I honestly can't remember all the dates. I just remember it happened. So sad, yes. I wasn't as close to my grandparents as I probably could have been. My uncle was more sad because he was younger, and his children were still very young at the time. So I was not very, very young, but I'm the oldest of my generation. Of all our cousins, I'm the oldest, and I've just turned 40, and this happened when I was early 30s. So, they weren't, weren't the oldest, so yeah, it's gonna affect them, obviously. But I can't say I was necessarily, yes, it was, rough time, the family going through stuff, but I can't really think any times or songs that really helped me necessarily. I mean, listening to music, probably helped me in some level, but that level of trauma, although it was sad and I did cry and do the mourning I needed to do, I can't think that I turned to a particular song or genre of songs to help me through that period. I tend to grieve quite quickly, so I will sort of cry, have my, I'm not saying I wouldn't, still feel sad or not maybe have a little cry later on or something, but I tend to get the big rush of emotion out more or less straight away, which means that I can then be there for, you know, my family. In this, yeah, in my uncle's case, would be my dad, and in my, well, it was my uncle and his dad, and then both my mum's parents over separate, you know, within short time of each other. That was more or less because my I can't remember why my granddad passed, but he and my nan were so close that she wasn't long for the world afterwards. It was that kind of relationship. But again, I don't know. I think I am lucky that I haven't had really. I mean, I've had like tough times in the sense that I've lost relatives, and I've lost jobs. That was, you know, I had the same job for about 5.5 years and then lost that for a stupid reason. So, but again, I don't know if particular songs necessarily help me through it or not. I mean, sorry, let's reconsult the question and let's not get completely off point. Can you think of a time music helped you through a rough time in your... That's a bit of a weird sentence structure. Probably in the sense that it was there in the background. With the losing the job, I don't know, because I'm not one of those people... There are times when, not necessarily a rough time, but there's been occasions where I've kind of got annoyed or angry, or, you know, where we've all had those moments where we're all frustrated, we're all wound up, and we just want to listen to loud music now. So I've probably got a couple of songs, and when I say a couple of songs, I mean, you know, depending on the time, you know, whatever songs happen to be sort of the top of my playlist at that point. It's like, oh, I'll listen to this one, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I can't think of an actually tough time where a specific type of music helped me through it. Or not through it, because I don't think, again, as outside of family bereavement and having lost my job, even when I've lost my job, I mean, I kept it on my guitar, I guess. Does that count? You know, I was playing my guitar for a little while afterwards. I don't know, I just tend to, if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to have like that kind of thing where I sort of go a bit more into myself and just need to sort of regroup, yes, there are some albums and music that I will listen to, again, depending on what happened to be available at the time, that, you know, when new stuff would come along and said, oh, this is really good, I'll like this my music now. But if I'm going through stuff like that, I tend to either sort of watch movies or TV series. Like Friends is my go-to TV series, which I haven't watched it for a little while. So Friends and Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf's easier to marathon because it's a shorter series. But yeah, so I will sort of sit and marathon some TV, some favourite TV, just to sort of, you know, lose myself in that world for a little bit if I'm going through some rough stuff. But yeah, I mean, at the moment I'm sort of listening to Greatest Showman a lot, and obviously Every Third Thought, David's new album review down there. So, you know, I do listen to music and put certain songs on to lift up my mood. But again, it depends on the mood, depends on the song, and I can't think of, you know, a singular song that would be, you know, as I said, there's a playlist of songs that I would put on, but not necessarily that's ever changing as new music comes out, and I like, oh, that's a really good song, I've had that and listened to that. So yeah, it's yes, I agree, music and emotion can be very tightly connected, and that's not a bad thing. And, you know, associating certain songs with certain periods in your time, I can totally get and I understand. And like I said before, there are probably songs that I do associate with that time. I can't remember the title of them, but you know, there are certain I mean, like, you know, I went and I was working in the club in the early aughts. That period of club music I quite like. Modern stuff I'm not so much, because it reminded me of that time. So yeah, music and emotion, I can get behind them being tightly connected, but I guess I'm fortunate enough that I've not had a truly traumatic time in my life. Tough times, you know, things where things have not always gone right, bad, you know, or the best, but nothing truly devastating, nothing truly, you know, that I couldn't work through, or it took me a while to work through. I mean, like, even when I lost my job, you know, I took a day, got myself back together, did all the thing, talking to the bosses, going through all the process that's available to me. Meanwhile, I signed up for the job centre and got myself on a few courses and just started learning some new skills. So, you know, you can take the opportunities when they're there. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of going into ramble mode again. Found my bit of paper. I think it is time to update it. I like this. It's growing on me. So yeah, anyway, Twitter, Tumblr, the YouTubes, buttons, subscriptions, thumbs up, comments. You know, tell me your musical experiences. And like I said, if you're watching this, you know, the day I upload it, or if you're watching it several years in the future, it doesn't matter. Comments are always nice and appreciated. And let's be honest, I get so few comments, I will see it and I probably will respond and say hello. So yeah, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. It's very cool of you. I've been Michelle, you've been listening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.